2 million years ago, on the prehistoric plains of East Africa, the struggle for life was relentless. Towering herds of wild buffalo thundered across the savanna, their survival intertwined with the fate of early humans. Among the dust and heat stood Homo Habilis, the handyman, one of the first members of our genus. Smaller than us, with a brain only half the size, yet already shaping stone into tools. For them, every hunt was a gamble between hunger and survival. The hunters surge forward, their wooden spears thrust against the massive beast. Dust rises in choking clouds as the buffalo twists and thrashes, its eyes burning with prehistoric fury. For Homo habilis, these moments are perilous. Their weapons are crude, little more than sharpened branches, and their bodies small and fragile compared to the towering strength of their prey. One spear finds its mark, lodging into the animal's flank, but it only enrages the buffalo further. With explosive power it turns, hurling one hunter into the dirt. Another is struck down, rolling helplessly as the herd scatters in panic. The cries of these early humans echo across the savanna, a chorus of desperation in the face of nature's raw force. Archaeologists studying ancient bone scars tell us that Homo habilis was not a master hunter. Evidence suggests they were often scavengers, carving meat from carcasses left by lions or hyenas. Yet here, in this desperate attempt, we glimpse their courage to confront prey far stronger than themselves. The melee continues, but broken spears and shallow wounds cannot overcome the buffalo's rage. Slowly, fear overtakes determination. The hunters retreat, stumbling backward, their bodies bruised, their voices hoarse. At last, the beast breaks free, crashing into the scrub and vanishing into the prehistoric wilderness. Silence follows, the ground is torn, blood smeared, and the hunters lie scattered in exhaustion. Their first great attempt has ended in failure, an unforgettable lesson in the unforgiving struggle for survival. Morning returns to the African plains. The savanna glows with life. Ancient elephants move in slow procession, towering giraffes stretch toward the trees, and giant birds wheel overhead. But for Homo habilis, the memory of failure weighs heavy. Their bodies ache, their wounds wrapped in crude leaves, each step a reminder of yesterday's defeat. Their feet press into cracked soil, their journey marked by hunger. Protein from meat had eluded them, yet survival demands persistence. A rustle in the brush reveals a small treasure, wild berries ripened by the sun. Excitement sparks through the group. They pluck the fruit eagerly, passing it hand to hand, the sweet juice of fleeting relief from emptiness. These moments reveal the foundation of prehistoric survival. While Homo habilis sought meat, most of their calories still came from plant throats, tubers, nuts, and fruit. But scientists know that even the smallest portion of animal flesh, carved from bones with sharp stone flakes, carried immense importance. It fueled larger brains and opened a new chapter in human origins. Beneath the shade of an ancient tree, they rest. One of them grips a sharp-edged stone, carefully shaping wood into a straighter spear. The skill is crude but revolutionary. The old iron toolkit, among the earliest stone technologies on Earth. From broken rocks, they created survival. Night falls, around a flicker of flame, perhaps a fire left by nature rather than mastered. They huddle together. The dark is filled with the roars of predators, but within their small circle of light, there is safety. The hunters curl close, gripping their tools tightly, drifting into uneasy dreams. In this fragile existence, Homo habilis learned resilience. Each day of struggle on the prehistoric plains carried the promise of growth, of lessons that would echo across millions of years. Dawn breaks once more across the Pleistocene savanna. Mist drifts low to the ground, cloaking the herds that graze in the distance. Among them, the wild buffalo, massive, unpredictable, yet essential to survival. For Homo habilis, yesterday's wounds have hardened into determination. Failure has become teacher, and hunger sharpens their resolve. From the cover of tall grass, they crouch low. Silent signals pass between them, gestures, glances, primitive sounds. These were not words, but the beginnings of communication, fragile threads that allowed cooperation to take root. Cooperation itself was an evolutionary leap, turning fragile individuals into something far greater, a group with a shared purpose. Spears gripped tight, the hunters surge forward. Their shouts pierce the morning air, startling the herd into chaos. Hooves thunder, dust explodes skyward. In this prehistoric storm, strategy begins to emerge. They no longer chase the entire herd, but instead isolate the weakest animal. It is a moment scientists recognize as a critical step in human origins, the shift from reckless attack to tactical pursuit. The chosen buffalo resists with ferocity, tossing one hunter to the ground. But another drives his weapon deep, guided by instinct and desperation. Blow after blow lands, the animal staggers, blood dark against its hide. With one final collapse, the beast crashed to the earth. For Homo habilis, this is more than meat. It is survival, victory, and proof that even the smallest of humans could shape their destiny against overwhelming odds. The hunters' erupting cries of triumph, wooden spears raised skyward. Though their tools remain primitive, the significance of this kill cannot be overstated. It is a glimpse into the very roots of human persistence where courage, cooperation, and survival intertwine to ignite the long journey from fragile scavengers to the masters of the prehistoric world. But victory on the savannah is never simple. As the hunters gather around their fallen buffalo, shadows emerge on the horizon. Another band of Homo habilis has been watching, drawn by the scent of blood and the promise of meat. What follows is not celebration, but confrontation. Clubs and sharpened sticks are raised, voices erupt in primal cries. This clash is not about territory or ideology, it is about survival in the prehistoric world, where every calorie can mean the difference between life and death. The struggle is fierce, chaotic, and deeply human. Some individuals are knocked to the ground, others push forward with desperate strength. It is in moments like these that paleoanthropologists see the raw reality of early human life, competition within the species itself. Such battles reveal more than violence. They show the earliest sparks of social behavior. Who defends the group? Who risks the most? In these choices lie the roots of leadership, cooperation, and conflict. For Homo habilis, survival was not only about hunting animals, but also about navigating the dangerous balance between sharing and fighting, unity and rivalry. In this struggle, the story of human origins continues to unfold. The struggle ends, and one group of Homo habilis emerges victorious. Exhausted, bruised, but alive, they claim the buffalo. Around the carcass, stone tools strike bone, carving precious strips of meat. For these early humans, this meal is more than nourishment, it is survival. Protein fuels their growing brains, shaping the course of human evolution. Fire is not yet theirs, but sharing raw flesh under the open sky marks a critical step in prehistoric life. Moments like these remind us that human origins were forged through struggle, adaptation, and community. The journey from scavenger to hunter, from fragile bands to the first sparks of society, began here. If you found this story of Homo habilis survival inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.